Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing great. So yes, today I have a hook with me, but maybe I won't use it. I don't know, we'll see. But today we are still being with behavior. We are still talking about how to handle your snake and stuff. And today, well, we'll show you how to handle a small carpet python, right? Because I don't have any big ones. I'll make it one when mine are bigger. But here is how to take your yearling carpet python out of any small arboreal, semi-arboreal snake out of their enclosure and how to handle them. Let's go.
Yoiki tenkai. Ebi no heya.
Of course, open your enclosure, that's normal. Then you have to spot your snake. You won't see her right now because, as you can see, Sukuna is still in his box and she is right there behind that box, but you won't see her. So I will just pick her up, you know, like normal. Maybe I'll just have Sukuna out of the way so it is easier for you guys to spot where she is. So here, where is she? There. So here she is. I'll put him back because he ate yesterday, so no problem. But then you have some ways to do your things. Your snake is right there at the back of the enclosure, right? It's right there. So then you have multiple ways of doing things, right? Okay, so you have the you have the hook things or you hand things. I'll show you both. Maybe I won't show you both because once she's back in my hands, it's a little bit more tough. But the fun thing is with your hook, what you can do is you have multiple things. Or you touch just to say, hi, I'm here, it's not food. She's not really food driven in the enclosure, so I don't have any problem with that. Another thing you can do is you can just gently just pick one here and just grab her like this and move her. Another thing you can do, and that's what I do, is without that thing, I just go there bare hands and just touch her. She's really, at the first thing, she will be a little bit like stressed, which is normal because, well, as you could see, she's just like sleeping and stuff, and then you have a monkey that is waking her up. So then what you have to do is you just have to, you pick your snake, okay? You just take your snake. You have to read your snake's body language. This is the most important thing to do when you have a carpet python. With ball pythons, it's not that difficult to read the body language of a ball python. If they ball up, they stress. If they strike, they stress. If they hit, they stress. Oh, okay. With carpets, it's not the noise that will make you, or the ball, or the big mouth open like a retix that will show you what is actually a threat when she's in defensive mode, as Kevin McCurley would say. But here you can see she's not super stressed. She's just crawling around and stuff. So, you know, when dealing with a snake, it's really important to know their body language, which is the most important part of actually owning a snake, is knowing their body language. As you can see here, no snake here is stressed or anything. Just maybe when she was there in a ball, tight, chilling, maybe she was a little bit stressed, but that's nothing. And here, you know, you just have a cute snake that is just making carpet python's myth wrong at all, you know, just because carpets are not that aggressive monkeys that you would say and everyone would say. I don't want to make any tags here, guys. I don't want to make anyone feel offended by that, but not everyone, but like everyone is saying, every ball python keeper is saying carpet pythons are mean, or a lot of python, just a lot of easy snakes would say the carpet python are mean. The thing is, when it comes to behavior and when it comes to stress, they will handle it on another way. You know, they will maybe more be striky than something else, than a corn snake, than a ball python or anything. But you know, you just have to know them. You just have to know how they do. You know, of course, if your snake is just in an S position, still no tongue flick or anything, of course there is a chance that your snake is maybe in a defensive mode, or just maybe in a question mode, like defensive, food, something else. You know, that's just it. That's just the question. There is a question mark on their face. You know, a little bit like. So what you have to do is just being gentle, not stressed, not, of course, something really important with carpets. That's just the thing for every snake, but some snakes are more you can be a little bit less worried about that with, for example, ball pythons or corn snakes when going right to their face. So here she's not stressed because she's used to it. But if you took Sukuna at the beginning, guys, he would just strike if you would go just right this at his face, which is normal because no one wants to have someone just grabbing his face and being like that in front of you. That's just annoying, and at the end you're just like, you're just heated by that shit and you just want to fight or something or flight, or this is just you enter a defensive mode. This is simple carpets. If you're just like always at their head and busy like this at their head and stuff, at some point they will be a little bit more stressed. As you can see, she's a little bit more stressed when I'm doing like this at her face than just letting her go. And again, to win the trust of your snake, to gain the trust of your snake, you just have to make a passive handling. So no restraining snakes, no just like grabbing the snake and stuff. Just let them do their thing. That's just the most important part of having any snakes, is just letting them do what they want and how they want. Of course, for example, if there is something a little bit dangerous, like, I'm not saying that the dog is dangerous in any regards, but if your dog, for example, your dog is coming, of course, and the snake wants to go to the dog, of course, that's maybe not the right thing to do. And if there is a fire or something, like house fire and stuff, like, I'm not saying your house in fire, but your little house fire, crack fire, to have your room a little bit more heat, a little bit more warmer, then you will have, of course, a threat for your snake. And if the snake wants to go there, of course, you don't let him do. But but otherwise, just let them do their thing. You have, as I said for the other video, you just, with the small snake video with Kawaki, you just have to guide them. Not just like, she wants to go there, okay, she goes there, no problem. If she wants to go on a way where there is a threat, or there is something you just don't want them to go, of course, or you go with the bare end, or you can go with the hook and just like, grab with the hook, gentle, and just, guiding the snake to go, no, I don't want you to go there, just go there. That's just it. So this is the most important thing dealing with semi-arboreal snake. It's also that they will tie up really fast on your wrist, on your neck, on whatever they can grab on, because, well, normally they are on trees and they will grab that tree to hold, to stay at their place, or just to go on their way, So here, don't be stressed. For example, if a snake, if a carpet, your green tree, whatever, your semi-arboreal snake is doing directly tied up with your wrist, don't stress that, I want to grab, because you're stressed, their snake is stressed. And then, of course, you can have some problems with that, because your snake will be like, man, what the heck is happening here? Because, of course, you will grab it and not just gently remove it, okay? You will grab it and say, oh my God, I want to be fast, I want to be fast. And then you stay with stress, because, as I said, if you keep your hands like this, it's like the mouth of a predator. And yeah, if you're identified as a predator for the snake, of course they will be a little more in the defensive mode. That's that's something really important to understand. It's the same with green tree pythons. Of course, they're not like moving like carpets. They're not like carpets, but the basics of it are the same for any semi-arboreal snake or arboreal snake, because a lot of these snakes, they have also like a prehensile tail of, just a fragile tail that they don't want you to take and just begin to grab it and play with it. They just want that. This tail is super important. This is a super important tool for them. So of course, you will see she will grab it, and she was the whole body tight on my wrist, on my watch also, because for her, you're a tree. My stuff is a tree here. And that's the same thing for almost every semi-arboreal and arboreal snakes. Pythons, here we're talking about pythons, they will grab everything. If they're semi-arboreal or arboreal, of course they will grab it. I'm not talking about ball pythons there that are a little bit like, what the heck is that thing? They climb, but they feel like rocks. They're not made to climb really well. They will do it, of course, if there is a gentle way to fall, of course they will do it, but that's not the case majority of the time. Don't try to do this thing with your blood python, of course, or your gaboon viper, or anything, any shit like that. So any terrestrial water snakes, so any like water snake, terrestrial snakes, burrowing snakes, all these snakes that never leave the ground or water, actually, that never go up in trees. Of course, you don't want them to stress, because that's something also they will do. But here we are talking about arboreal snakes. So arboreal snakes, just let them do their thing. If you want to gain trust, of course, there is something always you can do. You can annoy them, of course, to gain their trust. You can just annoy them a little bit and just like touch gently. Never go like this, okay? Never go like this, never ever. I'm showing it, but never ever do it. You just have to, with one hand or with your finger stuff. This is how I keep my yearling carpet, at least. Great. She's growing fast. She is doing really well, but you know, she behaves really well. She's almost never in the defensive mode, but that's also a lot of work, and to keep it this way is also a lot of work, you know. And what you never want is a snake that will be feel threatened by any touch or thing, okay? Because if you have to go to the vet, then you will have a little problem, because if the vet has to keep her like this and just being played to see if there is something else, and the snake trying to bite every single time because he's stressed, well, there's no real mean in watching that video, because if you want that, yeah, no, that's not the channel for this. We're here to show positivity and positive stuff and how to do this positive stuff. Of course, it's not 100% how to, because, well, that's how I do. There are many ways of doing things. You know, the Kevin McCurley things of the ways of doing, which is an inspiration for me. I'm doing my stuff based on that, and then I extrapolate for my own stuff. There is a lot of ways of doing it, you know, but just be gentle. So in conclusion, just be gentle, do everything gently, you know. Don't grab them, don't be tight with them, just chilly, you know. Observe, of course. Observe. That's the most important that you have to do. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Don't forget to stay strong. Don't forget to break the things at Pets Group. Don't forget to support USR. Don't forget responsible reptile keeping. Don't forget me, of course. And I hope to see you on the next one.